So, the purpose of this short video is to demonstrate this wonderful little device called the Kelley Kettle. I'm going to get it out of the container to start with. It's a very, very simple device, and it's going to allow us to make a very small fire in here and boil water in here. Okay, the first section of this video is section I, and this is what we're intending to do. Now, I'm hoping that you will develop some skills on how to make a small fire and how to use a Kelley kettle safely. I hope you'll get some knowledge as well, because there's a bit of science behind this. But in all learning, as well as skills and knowledge, we also acquire attitudes, values, the emotional things that are associated with what we're learning. And I hope that you'll get some good feelings, at very least feel motivated maybe to go and have a go with a Kelley kettle one day. Okay, so that's part I out of the way, and we move on to the next section of the video, which is also called part I, because this is our implementation. So, with our device, we need to know how it works. It's actually a bottle-shaped piece of metal, but in fact it's two pieces of metal. And here in the middle we have a double skin. And that double skin allows us to open up the stopper here and fill the device with water. Then we're going to place the Kelley kettle full of water on top of this fire pit. We're going to be making a fire in here. We're going to get that as warm as we can, and then we're going to place the Kelley kettle on top. The kettle itself has two purposes. It allows the water to be heated, but it also forms a fantastic chimney to increase the draw of oxygen in at the bottom of the device, keeping the fire going really well. There are two very, very important safety notes that you must make before using a Kelley kettle. The first thing is never ever use it without water in it. It will overheat, and it will could actually melt some of the joins in the metal. So always ensure that it's used with water in. Always ensure that you don't place the bung in the hole when it's full of water, because that will allow the chamber actually to explode, and that could be really nasty if hot water and steam comes out. And actually there is a third safety device, which is that if you're lifting a hot Kelley kettle, do not lift it with the handle in that position. I'm able to do this because there's no fire in here at the moment, but if you were to do that, your hands would get extremely hot and could possibly be burnt. You actually have to lift the kettle sideways in this way, and then use the chain to allow the kettle to be poured. I think that's enough from me. Let's actually see it happen. So let's get this show on the road, and in the firebox I'm going to start by putting in just a base of some smallish twigs, just so we're not building the fire directly onto cold metal. Then I've got a selection of dry leaves that I'm going to put in here, and we're going to get these. We're going to start burning these to get the fire going. Wind's not helping. Okay, while that's happening, we're going to pour water into the Kelley kettle. And we're going to place this on top. We're going to start feeding wood into our fire. This is the hole that lets the air in. At the moment we've got quite a good fire going, but if we need to increase the oxygen supply, I've got a metal plate here and I can use that to fan extra oxygen in. But I think for the time being we have heat coming all the way up the chimney, in contact with a very, very large area of water, and already I can feel this is beginning to warm up. Okay, cut. This is boiling very nicely, so carefully, with the handle horizontal, I'm going to take it away. I'm actually going to place it on the ground now because we're going to make coffee. Coffee should not be made at 100 degrees centigrade, should be no more than 96 degrees, between 90 and 96 degrees to get a really good cup of coffee. So we're going to leave it to cool there just for a couple of minutes. So while the water is just cooling down to the right temperature, we've still got a really good fire in that fire container, and there's this great device that allows us to actually boil up some milk, because I like some hot milk with my coffee. Pop that on there. Pop lid on top. Coffee pot here waiting with some real ground coffee in my filter. So very carefully. Well, this was really worth waiting for. I've just been inside to wash my hands, and all of this has been very carefully cleaned in advance. So I'm now going to pour the coffee. Oh, that looks smashing. And the milk, which is also boiled, and I've allowed it to cool. Pop that in. And here we go. Well, that's made an impact on me. Question is, part I, that's the third part of this, is impact. Has it made any impact on you? Over to the forum for you to make your comments about the impact of this video.